What's up, everybody? It's your boy Will Carter, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you guys are new here, welcome to my channel. Before we go any further, if you guys haven't already done so, make sure you guys are subscribing to my channel. Make sure you hit that bell notification icon to turn around so you get alerted for each and every upload I make in the future. And don't forget, if you guys want to follow me off of YouTube, you can check me out over on my Instagram page at I'm Will Carter for all things my life as Will Carter. As always, I'll link everything down in the description box down below for easy, convenient access, sister. Okay, so for today's video, we're gonna be doing like a make candles with me updated for 2023 because I haven't done this in a while, right? So we're gonna just make some candles and I'm gonna walk you guys through the updated process. So of course, we're gonna start with branding all of my jars with the Queens of Garden signature transfer label logos. And what's really special about these transfer labels is that they are laser cut in a specific way so that there's no background once you apply them to like your vessel or whatever surface you're putting them on. Whereas like a lot of other places that do transfer labels, they kind of can't really have like intricate laser cutting, so you'll still get like the outlines. They can only like laser cut like around the perimeter, but like where I get mine's done is they can cut like super like precise, even down to laser cutting letters. So these look so gorgeous once you put these on. It looks like it's actually stamped on the jar itself. Like you would think it was made into the jar. So just after giving it like a couple of like pushes and pull, and you pull off that like top layer, it looks gorgeous like this. I mean, girl, come on, you cannot go wrong with this. Look, seriously, if you've purchased one of my candles before, you've seen this label before, and you know how stunning it looks. And I'm working with these new jars, if anyone have noticed, right? These are not my usual concrete vessels. Okay, so can we just briefly talk about this real quick? I think that I'm still early enough in my business where I can experiment with different things without disturbing the overall brand of my company. Although you can say that concrete vessels would be the brand of my company, I don't know if I necessarily feel that way just yet because I'm constantly changing like the vessel colors. I don't have a set of signature fragrances. I kept changing those around, and we're gonna make a whole video about this like really soon. But I think that like I still have a lot of room to play around and establish a brand. So that's the reason why I tried out those glass jars not too long ago, and now I'm also trying out these jars to kind of see where is Queens of Garden going to call home, what lane, you know what I'm saying? Not saying that we're gonna give up on concrete vessels entirely. I just wanted to experiment with some other things here in 2023 to see what do I really want to represent the brand of my company. And these jars are fucking gorgeous, bitch. So, okay. And let's talk about the fact that I didn't have to make these. Okay, I didn't have to make them. Now, cost of goods, girl, sit. But they also do assist with the labor cost of goods portions of that. So it offsets a little bit if you buy in bulks. But maybe I'll make a video about cost of goods in the future too. But anyway, we have a whole video planned for all of that stuff. So just be on the lookout for that because you guys are gonna want to like hear about like my experience over the last 2 years of like owning my own candle business. Okay, but anyway, back to what we're doing here. So we're finishing up applying all of the logos onto the jars, and you know, in the meantime while this is happening, you can't really tell, but like I'm actually heating up all my waxes in the background. You guys know this. If you don't, here's the info. I work with like really hot temperatures, so I prefer to have my wax melters already heated up like as soon as I start working and prepping my jars, because like by the time I'm done prepping and you know wicking and measuring everything out, at that point all of my wax melters should be at like a really good temperature where I'm like, okay, I don't have to sit here and wait for it to heat up, bitch. It's already at a good temperature. So I like to keep everything on. However, I still would check my temperatures in between because like I don't want it to get to like 250. Like that's like overkill. So I still would check it, and you should too, because if like you're one of those people who don't work with hot temperatures like I do, you like are like in the 175 185 range, then you definitely want to be checking the temperatures because then you gotta wait for it to cool back down. I'm like, girl, you're doing too much. Okay, so word from the wise, always check your temperatures. I'm pretty sure most of you would have guessed that the second step would be to wick my jars. I'm still using this little circle ring that I made out of cardboard that I used to center my wicks inside the jars. But baby, I need a new one because look, this was made and cut out to fit my concrete vessels, but these new vessels that I'm using are not the same dimensions. So these don't really work. You know, it's actually a little bit bigger. A little bit. It's bigger. So these don't work. So I'm really trying my best to get these wicks as centered as possible because, you know, a good wick is a good wick. The perfect wick is the perfect wick. But it really means nothing if your wick is like 2 inches to the left. Then you gonna fuck up your melt pool, bitch. And then it's like, girl, what is the whole point of having a good wick if you don't have a good melt pool, bitch? Because then it's like, hello, tunnel much? So look, I've been really eyeballing this Etsy seller who makes these wick centering tools. I know you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Because it's like, it's made out of plastic, they 3D printed, so whatever that material is. And you slide your wicks inside of it, and then you put it inside of, you put like the little cone inside of your jar, and then you press it and it stamps like the wick inside, and it's like perfectly centered each time because like this cone is 3D printed in the perfect dimensions to fit inside of like your vessel. I know you guys know what I'm talking about, and I've been eyeballing this seller, and I'm definitely gonna reach out. It takes 4 weeks, at least that's what I was reading on their profile. It takes 4 weeks to make because obviously they have to 3D print it. I just gotta make sure I get the correct dimensions for my jar, because only Lord knows I'm gonna be mad as hell, bitch, if I order this shit and I get the wrong fucking dimensions and it don't fit. And on top of that too, like, look guys, isn't the whole point is to try to make the candle making process as fast and efficient as possible? I mean, obviously you don't want to speed through it because speeding makes like room for mistakes, but little things like this, like using this little like fucking cardboard tool, really slows me down, and this is unnecessary. I should be able to like, I should be zooming past this wicking process. Like, this is stupid. So I'm definitely going to be getting this tool like ASAP. It's very necessary. Girl, look. Girl, I can't even get this shit out. Bitch, see what I'm saying, ho? I can't. So now we're gonna measure out my fragrance oil. I am working on a batch of candles that I'm going to be using for an upcoming launch. So I'm gonna try my best not to show like what the fragrance oil is, because I don't want you guys to know like what's coming up soon. But we're gonna be measuring out enough for 5 candles. I keep saying this to y'all. If you guys want the math, go look at somebody else on YouTube, because they be telling you guys order them. So I don't got time for that. I forgot the numbers. I put it in an Excel. They do the numbers for me, period. And for those of you who've been following me for the beginning of my candle making journey, you might remember this little picture I'm using. This is from my candle making kit that I got when I first started making those 4-ounce candles in those tins. And you know, I'm like, why waste this tin? Because like, I'm not gonna use this to make actual candles, but I decided to repurpose this and use this for fragrance oils because like it can hold a lot. And I'm like, I would never need to measure out more fragrance oil than what this can hold. So I'm like, oh, this is the perfect tool. It has a little handle, and you know, the tip kind of like points out, so it makes it easy to pour anything back in if I pour out too much. So I'm like, oh, bitch, please. Repurpose here. We're not wasting any items and tools, bitch. And at this point, all of my waxes are pretty much at the right temperature where it needs to be. If not, it's definitely close to it, so I'll just wait if it's not. But this is the next step, measuring out all of my waxes. Now, you guys know I use 3 waxes in my wax blend, and I want to address something really quickly because y'all bitches be trying to fucking come for me talking about, oh yeah, you use paraffin as one of the waxes in your wax blend? Yes, bitch, I do. Half you hoes act like y'all don't know shit, but it's probably because you don't know shit. Listen, about 85% of the soy waxes out there on the market has some type of paraffin or additives added to the waxes. I think Golden Brands might be like the only wax out there that doesn't have anything in it, which is why the wax sucks. I know that's subjective, but I'm just saying, most of these candles that you out here buying it, burning and shit, talking about, oh yeah, I'm burning it because it's natural, and I know that it's natural because it says soy on the label. Guess what, bitch? They got paraffin in their candle wax just like everybody else out here. Just like Yankee Candle, White Barn, Bath and Body Works, any candle you get from Target, Walmart, Walgreens, all these hoes is complicit. But just so you know, the law doesn't even require them to tell you that there's paraffin in their wax. The law states that as long as their wax blend is at least 51% soy, they can label their candle as a soy wax or soy wax blend candle. They don't have to tell you anything else that's inside of it. I know that sounds crazy, but that is the truth. And they are out here lying and marketing their candle to you like this all natural shit, and you hoes is just being misled. Yeah. But let's talk about the truth of the matter is that the people who are really concerned about a paraffin-free candle are the candle makers, not the customers. The customers don't give no shits. That's why Yankee Candle is the highest selling candle brand out there, because people don't get no fucks. Okay? They're gonna buy it. So shut the fuck up and don't buy my candle if you have a problem with me using a little bit of paraffin in my wax, and go buy candles from somebody who is using no paraffin. But remember, 9.5 times out of 10, they have paraffin or some type of additives inside of their wax blend. They're just not being transparent like a bad bitch like Will Carter and telling you. So you go ahead and roll the dice with your life. Anyway, back to our regular scheduled programming. I just finished pouring in my fragrance oil into my pitcher. You know I'm not a temperature control freak, so whatever temperature my wax is, I pour in the fragrance oil then and stir for 60 seconds to 120 seconds. And then I start pouring inside of my jars. And I adopted this new technique, guys. I started to now pour my wax inside of my vessels on the scale. You know, for me, it's like I want to make sure that, like, if I'm saying it's a 9-ounce candle, 8-ounce candle, 10-ounce candle, that is what you're getting. I don't mind if it goes to like 10.2, 10.3. That part I don't really mind, but like I don't want to give you like a 9.5 ounce candle when it's supposed to be a 10-ounce candle. So I really started to like measure out on top of a scale to make sure that everyone is getting the exact amount of wax that is being marketed. We don't lie over here, bitch. Although I do have to be honest, I can't take credit because I didn't come up with this idea. Someone on an old YouTube video left a comment and gave this suggestion to do this, but I was scared to do it at the time because I was afraid of moving my jars once I put wax in them, you know? So like my only suggestion if you're gonna do this is to make sure you have like a really steady hands and you're moving nice and slow. Because you don't want like the wax splashing around and stuff like after you pour the wax in and you're moving it. Like, you know, just go slow, have a steady hand. You keep everything nice, neat, and clean. You know, I tend to work really clean, luckily. Here's another change in my candle making process. I actually used to only let my candles sit for like 30 minutes before I would cut the wicks. I think that was a big part of like my impatient level because I really just wanted to get them cut and get like the lids on and just like be done with them and not have to like feel like this is like a 2-day process. But I felt that, you know, your wax never really solidifies hard enough in that short amount of time. So I learned to be more patient and really give it 24 hours or at least the next day. As long as it's the next day, that's when I would start cutting my wicks. You know, that to me is like the best thing to do. And now that's what I started doing. And that's also what I did with these candles here. I waited the next day. What also helped inspire me to gain this level of patience was realizing that I was heat gunning 2 times. Once after I would cut the wick, and then again the next day I would cut the wicks after like a full 24-hour cure. And it was like, well, this is really stupid. Why don't I just heat gun 1 time if I just cut the wicks the next day? So that's what I do. But the good thing is that like the heat gun is like one of the easiest parts to do because like all 3 waxes, even individually, they do really, really well with having like good solid surfaces, smooth surfaces. It's not like the Golden Brand's 464 wax that's like fucked up surfaces. So you know, the heat gun is really just to like do any mild imperfections, and a lot of times I get pulling away from the jars and stuff because I work with a lot of hot temperatures. You guys know this from my, you know, working with my glass jars in the wet spot video, which was very controversial. I should have made a video cussing y'all out about that, but no, we're not gonna do that. And there you guys have it. That is my full candle making process from start to finish, full updated for 2023 in my new vessels. Can't wait to launch these guys and show you guys what's new. Now that we're here at the end of this video, don't forget, make sure you guys are subscribed to my channel if you haven't already subscribed already. Hit that bell notification icon so you guys get alerted for every future upload. Like the video as well. Don't forget to be liking. Are you guys liking the video? And you guys know where you can find me off of YouTube. You can check me out over on my Instagram page at I'm Will Carter for all things my life as Will Carter. And with that all being said, I hope you guys have a beautiful good morning, a beautiful good afternoon, and a beautiful good night, whichever part of the world you are living in. Goodbye. I'll see you guys on the next video.